afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. And thanks you for Parta and Travel Uni for having us back. We've done a number of these and we do love them. We get a great amount of engagement. So thank you to all 50 of you who have joined us today. So just to start off really, I'm going to give you a short Thailand presentation for about 10 minutes and we'll have some of the questions popping up throughout. So I'm going to dive straight in as we only have 10 minutes to run through everything. So really just want to start off with a very basic overview about the unique selling points of Thailand. So as you can see mapped out here, the people is the main thing. When we ask people why they love Thailand, it's the welcome that they get from the people. 95% of Thai people are Buddhist, so the sort of spirituality of the people really does come across, very welcoming, very gentle people. And then we have a whole host of other things that really does make it quite unique. So contrasting landscapes, cuisine, I'm not going to say any more about that. Hopefully you all love Thai food like I do. Culture and history, lots of temples, spa and wellness, and then wildlife. So that actually brings me to my first quiz question now, which is, elephants are the national animal of Thailand. Where is the well-known resort of Elephant Hills located? Is it in Khao Sok National Park, Sukhothai, Chiang Rai, or Ko Chang district? So if you all click on which one you think is the correct answer, and then we'll share the results with you afterwards. Great. And yes, most of you did get that one right. It is in Khao Sok National Park, so well done. So if I move on now just to show you where actually that is. So in relation to sort of Phuket and Samui, it's kind of sort of between the two. So they do transfers between both of them. And yeah, it is probably the most well known, especially to the UK market, one of our many elephant sanctuaries. So I'm now going to go through some of our key regions and really just paint the picture of what each of these are like. So we're going to start in central Thailand, and this is most people's first experience of the country. It's home of Bangkok, so a lot of people travel direct from London straight into the city. So Bangkok itself does have that really busy Asian city feel, but also has the Chao Phraya River running all the way through the middle. So if you choose to stay in a hotel that overlooks the river, you do get that sense of calm, even though you are in the middle of a city. And central Thailand, aside from Bangkok, we have a huge range of sort of ancient regions, so Ayutthaya and Kanchanaburi. So this is a picture of Bangkok, so exactly as I was saying about the river that cuts through the middle. And then this is an example of one of the many floating markets we have, not only in Bangkok, but throughout the country. And then Ayutthaya, so one of the ancient regions. So I'm going to give you a couple of sort of sample itineraries that combine a well-known region in Thailand with a lesser known region. So really trying to give your clients that authentic Thai experience. So starting off in central Thailand, we recommend pairing Bangkok with Kanchanaburi. And I'm really going to focus on the secondary regions here. So I won't take up too much of your time with the primary ones. So we'll dive straight into Kanchanaburi. So this is 2.5-hour drive west from Bangkok. Also really well connected by train. So there is a train route that runs all the way from Chiang Mai in the north, down to the center, all the way through to the south and even into Malaysia. And Kanchanaburi is famous for the Burma Railway, also known as the Death Railway. So this was the location at which nearly 100,000 people lost their lives during its construction. So we have war cemeteries here people can visit. Also the bridge on the River Kwai, which depicted that story in the film, 1950s. And then aside from the history, we have an amazing national park filled with hills, rivers and waterfalls. So lots of nature to be explored as well. So moving on now to question number 2. So the question should pop up right in the middle of the screen, but you can drag the box away if you want to have a quick look at the picture. So this restaurant pictured here in Bangkok is called Cabbages and what? Is it canapes, cauliflower, carrots, or condoms? So vote now and we'll share the results with you. And yes, again, most of you knew this one. So it is Cabbages and Condoms. So the restaurant was created to promote better understanding of family planning. So I do actually have a picture here of just one of the many sites that you can see when you're inside the restaurant. So these are made of condoms. And you wouldn't expect it to be somewhere that lots of tourists would flock to, but they do. It's actually a beautiful place. There's sort of condoms hanging from the ceiling. It sounds really bizarre, but it's definitely once in a lifetime. You have to do it when you're there. So moving on now to our next area. So it's northern Thailand. So this is the area known for the mountains and the jungles, a much cooler climate, so lots of amazing wildlife to be explored, lots of elephant sanctuaries based up in the north, also lots of bird watching available as well. Really good for that active holiday. So if you have clients that are really interested in sort of water rafting, hiking, then this is the place to send them to. So this is just an example of some of the sort of open spaces we have. So it's in Chiang Mai. And then one of the unique elephant experiences we have, so this is Anantara Golden Triangle in Chiang Rai, and these are their new jungle bubbles. So you can stay overnight in these and actually have the elephants roaming around right next to you. And then Sukhothai, so this is the ancient capital of Siam, which was the old kingdom of Thailand. So our sort of itinerary recommendation for this area is to pair Chiang Mai with Chiang Rai. So Chiang Rai really is the sort of little sister of Chiang Mai. It's the smaller and the less crowded version and can be reached in a 3.5 hour drive from Chiang Mai. It's also home to the Golden Triangle. So this is the point at which Thailand meets neighbouring Myanmar and Laos, and it's located on the Mekong River. So a lot of people do actually come to this area specifically for that. And also Hill Tribe community. So a really good way to actually experience that Thai culture firsthand. So question number 3 now is, how long is the train journey from Chiang Mai to Bangkok? Is it 1 hour, 7 hours, 12 hours, or 30 hours? Ooh, bit of a mixed bag, this one. So the correct answer is 12 hours. So it takes about an hour and 15 minutes to fly versus 12 hours on the train. So for people who've got a little bit more time on their hands, but a really nice way to see the country. So final area to talk to you about today is southern Thailand. So this is the area known for its beautiful sort of remote islands, and also lots of stretches of amazing coastline as well. So famous for areas like Phuket, Krabi and Koh Samui, and some key nightlife hubs. So a lot of you will know Patong Beach in Phuket. There's Koh Phangan as well, so famous for the full moon parties, but also much quieter areas available as well. It's a really large area. So Koh Samui is actually a really good option for families, even though this time of year where we're in now is typically the rainy season in Thailand. Actually going to the Gulf Coast, it is shielded from a lot of that rainfall, so Koh Samui is always a good option. So this is an example of Phuket Old Town, so some really beautiful European architecture that you probably wouldn't expect to see in Asia. And then we have Krabi, so some of the amazing limestone cliffs that are set right on the beach, so you also have that contrast of nature with the sandy beaches, really beautiful. And then Koh Tao, so one of the more remote islands just off the coast, the Gulf Coast of Thailand. So our itinerary recommendation for the south would be to pair somewhere sort of well known like Koh Samui with somewhere much lesser known like Nakhon Si Thammarat. So Nakhon Si Thammarat really is the best kept secret in all of southern Thailand. It's quiet and untouched beaches. So a lot of the Thai residents choose to go here for their weekends and their holidays, but it isn't very well visited by sort of international tourists yet. So definitely one to recommend to people who want that quiet beach experience. It also has a really amazing national park, so quite a good tip for people who want to visit the beach and then also have the jungle experience. Actually visiting this area is a really good option because you can do the beach, drive a short way inland, and you can visit an amazing national park. So that moves me now on to question number 4, which is, again, it's related to the picture, so if you want to move the box out of the way, you can. So this Buddhist temple in Krabi is located atop a 309-meter high cliff. Which animal is it named after? Is it monkey, dog, tiger, or snake? And majority of you got this one right. It was tiger. So the name of the temple is the Tiger Cave Temple. And legend has it that tigers used to roam around the caves, and you can actually see some of their paw prints in the walls of the caves inside as well. So hence the name. So final thing just to show you is our online training. Hopefully lots of you are signed up to this already. If you're not, please do. You just have to enter your email address and create a password. We host all of our webinar information on here as well. So TAT regularly hosts our own webinars, and all of our sort of upcoming events is on here, as well as our training. So definitely urge you to take part in the training if you've not done already. So final question now. The correct way to say hello and goodbye in Thai is to put your hands together, bow your head and say what? Is it my pet, glai glai, sawadee ka if you're a lady, or sawadee krab if you're a man, or kop kun ka or kop kun krab? Yes, lots of you knew that one. So it is sawadee ka. Well done. So I'll pop my email address into the chat so you've all got it handy, and any questions you have, please just let me know. So thank you again.